And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray and Greg Chatham filling in this morning for Odie.
Absolutely. Good morning, beautiful morning. Still got a little moisture falling out
Yeah.
there. Like it, like it.
57. We're going to get to about 70, a little warmer today, but really no chances of rain. We had some sprigs. Is it okay to use the word sprigs?
Yeah, that's a tad, like a tad.
Yeah, a tad.
Okay.
On up there in northern Lauderdale County toward Noxubee. As a matter of fact, let's just look at radar of what a tad is so everybody will know. Here we go. Here's radar this morning. What we're showing, see, that's just like a
smidgen?
A smidgen.
Okay.
Now, it'll get real big there as you get right near the old back porch there where the church is at the county line, at Kemper and Noxubee County line there, on up toward past Sugarlock over toward Mahana Bridge. But nothing to it. It's going to burn off pretty quick and be gone before you know it.
Yeah. Hey, we appreciate what we get now.
Yeah, that's right. You know, we got some more rain chances. We'll be telling you about that as the day goes. You ever tried to reason? And I don't like them. But every time I go home, Angie's watching them. And that would be Hallmark. I despise Hallmark. And I tried to make sense of what was going on yesterday. I sat down to eat last night, and the show was on. And it's the same characters as in every movie.
It's going to snow at the end.
It does, it always. So they're trying to save Christmas with the Christmas ornament from 1969 that was never picked up from the store they bought it. Okay, you with me? 1969, that's 54 years ago.
Okay.
We can add that pretty quickly there. So they go to the store and they go, no, my uncle designed that. He doesn't work here anymore. They thought he was dead. But, oh, no, he's still alive. So we got to go find him. Now here, all right, 54 years ago, let's say that you were 20 when you designed this Christmas ornament. That
Correct.
would make you 74.
74.
74. Guess what the uncle is doing for a living now? That's where I went, I ain't falling for this.
What's he doing? Washing cars?
Oh, it was more physical than that.
Wrestling bags.
74, a bellhop at a hotel. Now, let's just be honest. At 50, I ain't too good at dragging around women's luggage. But imagine at 74, and let's just say that he was a little more than 18 or 20 when he done it. That would put him at 80 trying to drag luggage, and he had a smile. He was enjoying what he done.
He obviously didn't make wise choices in investments. Huh?
Apparently not. And I had to go after that because I argued with Angie, and she just looked at me. I'm like, I have to make reasoning of movies.
I can't help it. I'm a Christmas nut.
Do you watch Hallmark?
I'm guilty. Watched a really good one last night. But, like you say, you got to get over that plot thing. Because somebody's when it moved out of town and they came back home for Christmas, they run into their true love, high school sweetheart, who just happens to be single.
Right. Sometimes they're not in real life.
That's right. And then it's always they got to kiss and it's got to snow. But it's still.
Let me test your knowledge here, Greg, as we go back on this. Do you remember, and this has been, because John Snyder, I really like John Snyder, who was Bo Duke.
That's right.
Many, many moons ago, he did he's done a couple Christmas movies, but he had moved to this town and they were trying to tear down a building, Lollipop, and then they had delivered the trees, or maybe that's a separate one. Yeah. Him and Bo were delivering Christmas trees. Do you remember all that one?
No, I don't think I
What about the one that had the guy that played, he turned into a snowman for his kid. His musician gets killed, and he comes back as a...
Yes.
What's the
Jack
name?
Frost or what? Yes.
Now that is a Christmas show to me.
Yeah.
I really like that.
But look how far it's came. When we were kids, can you remember seeing the Rudolph will be on, December the 20th or what? And I don't think they aired it but one time.
That was it.
And that was a big thing. Frosty the Snowman was going to come on, and it was very poorly. It was all they had back then.
That's right.
That was the highlight of our Christmas movies.
It was.
I mean, honestly. And now I can't wait. I mean, I have the box set of Home Alone. Love
That's
it.
good.
My favorite is Christmas Vacation.
Those are good.
Absolutely. Could
Elf.
watch it.
How many do you get hooked into when TBS breaks loose with The Christmas Story and they play it 24 hours nonstop?
Can't help it. I love it.
It is one of those you gotta watch.
Absolutely.
You'll shoot your eye out.
Rah. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
And there's always, there are really some good Christmas shows out there that are touching. Does Santa exist? He sure does.
Right.
How do we know this? Because he's in you. He's in your neighbor.
It's in your heart.
That's right. And don't y'all forget that, because a lot of people try to say Santa is not real.
Well, they worry too much about money and just love somebody. And I guess that's why I like Christmas so much. The reason for the season, the birth of our Savior, is the most important thing. But it seems to me that people are in a better mood.
Yeah.
They forgive a little quicker. Am I making it? Unless you pull out in front of them, leaving the mall or something. But, all in all, people are in a better mood this time. I love this time of year.
And I've always said this, most people who've been around me for the last 35 years with what I do, I go out on a limb and say that Jimmy Stewart has the absolute best Christmas movie ever made, and that would be, oh my gosh, I went blank. I watch it every year.
Where he embezzles the money from the bank.
Yeah. Why am I blank here? I know this. I watch it every year. George Bailey.
He wrecks the car in the yard.
Yes.
On the bridge, he's going to jump. And
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
To me, that is the absolute best Christmas movie that exists. A lot of people say, well, no, it's Miracle on 34th Street.
I can't watch that.
I go back to this one there because it shows you how you influence others, and you don't even know that you're doing it. And
he had a lot of friends, and he didn't know it.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole town came forward to help him.
Think about the times in life that you've done something for someone. If you weren't there, what would have happened to them?
That's right.
As they stood there in that cemetery, you weren't there to save them, George. Every man on that carrier died.
And the times that we think they forgot.
Yeah.
And people kind of like they let their best shine when you need it the most, I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Sure is. So I'm a sucker for stuff like that. I'm not so much on Hallmark trying to figure out. And do you notice that they never work? They really don't. They're saving
all for like a month at Christmas. Last night there were a neighborhood and every neighborhood has a festival.
Yes.
You ever notice that? I mean, how come you ain't at home with your kids at Christmas, but you're all out in the cul-de-sac having a dance or something? I mean,
that's right.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
but I still like it. I can't help it.
Greg gets suckered into it. There's some more Christmas movies that I'll have to remember. I'll have to think on that. Let's see.
Love my Christmas music too. Now I'm telling you, that starts November the 1st, midnight Halloween. I start playing Christmas music.
So we'll get into Greg's head here in a second.
That's a very empty spot.
A very empty one. Christmas Story on VHF. Millie says you got to have that there. Everybody's saying Rudolph was a tradition.
Yes.
And there are Scrooge. Even Scrooge has the Bill Murray film.
I love it.
It has a good thing there.
And we all know somebody like that.
Oh, yeah. That old guy.
Yeah, I'm going to save up, can't spend a nickel. Don't put no more wood in that heater. That was one of my things.
Oh, my heavens there. Let's see. We got some birthdays coming in. I'll have to go back. I saw some posted up here. We'll have to go back and grab those in just a second also. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Greg, as Odie is somewhere sleeping like a baby right now. Yeah.
When you gear up and journey out, with nothing but you and the wilderness for miles, just remember, you're the boss. Built for the toughest jobs.
Still available in Meridian at Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power. 71 Highway 19 North behind Waters International.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Clarence puts it in the. We were describing what happened there with George Bailey with Clarence. Well, I'm 110 years old. He looked at you. Remember that scene there from the bridge?
Yeah. And it's cold and snowy and icy. I like that movie.
All right, Polly Crocker is celebrating a 41st birthday today. That was a tough one for me to get out there.
Mr. C.W. Garrett is 73 today at Garrett Sports Center.
Yeah, happy.
That means he's been selling sporting goods at least 72 years.
I believe so. Y'all go by and wish him a happy birthday today. I hope it's a big one. You know, I hadn't gotten all of these, but there are more birthdays that we're going to have to go back through. If we hadn't mentioned it, repost that in the comments so we won't miss all of this.
Yeah, my sweet aunt, Margie McElroy, is 80 today.
Is she?
Yes. Wonderful. Everybody's got that one kinfolk, aunt, uncle, whatever, that just sticks out in their life growing up.
Yeah.
She's that crazy aunt. Love her. She carried me to Disney when I was a kid. She just... never a dull moment. I love you. I wish you nothing but a wonderful, happy birthday, Aunt Margie.
You know how you meet folks, and we're going to put her on the spot here, and then you instantly become friends with them. Callie, I made friends with her about a year ago. She's dropped by today to tell us about a blood drive that's going to be going on, but we got to shame her first. Greg, it is just unnatural not to have watched. It's wonderful. You've never seen it?
No, I've never seen it.
Had you ever heard of it before you
I've
come in?
heard of it, yes. I'm the worst about watching movies. I'm going to embarrass myself, but I really have never watched all of the Star Wars. And, they've always...
No, we ain't watched that either.
We've not watched that either.
I'm the worst at... Honestly, when I sit down, I usually just fall right asleep.
So, in your ranking, best Christmas movie there
Christmas
is?
Vacation.
Absolutely.
No doubt, yeah.
Couldn't
and then
it?
I'll say Elf, probably.
Elf is... You can't help but watch.
I know, you can't help but laugh.
Aren't they
You've seen
making
it
a new
1,000
one of
times.
those that may not be as good?
Which one?
Elf. Aren't they making like a Elf 2 finally?
Oh, I don't know. Twos are never... The second one's never.
Yeah, it just...
That's like the Santa Claus. The first one was good, and then
Tim, yeah.
he looked plastic. I mean, it just, yeah.
Where they put that fake Santa in there that time, that one, I don't know.
Home Alone. No, Home Alone, the first one was awesome.
It was. Love us some Christmas
We'll
shows.
see how many cookies he can get in the VCR on this one.
Speaking of, a man that was, you got to say, that was loved throughout Meridian, that when you said his name, they knew it. And that would be your dad, Sonny Rush. A man that is missed to this day. And y'all are doing something in his honor tonight.
Yes, sir. So we're doing a blood drive from 12 to 7 in his honor. There are just so many people, and you never know when you're going to be in need of blood or you're going to have a loved one in need of blood. So this is just to give back in his honor because he gave back to so many people.
Now, how do you go about it? Where's it going to be, and how do you do this?
So you can either sign up online at Vitalent and then look for and put in the code Sunny and make a scheduled appointment, or you can just show up.
And that's going to be down at the Max tonight?
Down at the Max tonight. It'll be the same little area as the night market.
I got you.
A little off to the side. We'll have the big Vitalent bus there. And you can just walk up and walk right in and do it that way, or you can sign up online.
Now, how long, just to give me an average, how long does it take to give blood when you do this? Is it 10 minutes? Is it, how long? Do you remember?
Well, it depends if there's a line. I feel like last year, sometimes it took a little longer, maybe a half an hour to an hour, depending on there's a line.
But the actual, when you sit down in a chair, maybe 10 minutes at most?
Yeah. Once you sit down and get all, but, you have to fill out your forms.
Yeah.
But once you actually sit down and do it.
But it goes to a great cause. And truthfully, you never know when you'll be on the side of needing this.
Yes, either by a family member needing it or yourself needing it. And so I feel like it's just giving back in advance to, and giving back to the community or giving back to somebody that in the future may need it. And you never know if it's your favorite person in the world might need it.
So have y'all gotten ready for Christmas? Got everything decorated?
No, I don't decorate till after Thanksgiving.
Oh, you're one of them. Shit, Greg.
Yeah, no,
Honestly, I say it's for a reason, but I really just don't. I can't ever find the time to do it.
It is, but it's a lot of discussion of when to do it, when not to do it. We'll show you some pictures of downtown Meridian starting to look. It's coming about. We'll talk about that this morning also. All this gets underway tonight. What time? You're coming down to the night event, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. I'll be there all day. 12 to 7. At some point, I'll have to pick up my kids. And so at some point, I won't be there, but I'll try and be there the majority of the day.
Come down. Again, Sonny done so many things for Meridian. He was a given fella there. I can't think of no one that didn't like your daddy.
I know.
And there's so many of us, because me in particular, he put me back together a couple of times. I was kind of like Humpty Dumpty. I stayed till something was broke all the time. He was just an awesome individual.
Oh.
We used to work on his he loved antique cars and stuff, and I worked at a shop, and he was just wonderful to see him come. He always had time for you and made you feel like he had time for you.
Now, and let me just get personal and ask you a question. As Greg brought up the car, do y'all still have have all of his cars that he had?
Well, we don't have all of them. We couldn't maintain all of them as much as he could. So we did sell a good bit of them, but we each are keeping a special car. So.
Oh, well, that's neat. Mm-hmm. So what did you pick?
I picked the turquoise T-Bird. Well, he had handpicked that one for me way long before he'd ever gotten sick and passed. So that was always going to be my car. I personally think it was because it was his favorite, then Alice's favorite.
Well, tell him, girl.
What about the blue Bronco?
Well, that one sold. But
it was beautiful.
Was it?
They had a black Lincoln with suicide doors.
Yeah.
Had a red 56, 7 Corvette. Oh, it was just, he was awesome.
He was so cool. Yeah, he really, and he was the same way in public as he was home. He was just this like rock stable person.
Yeah.
He was always joyful, always
That
happy
smile.
to see you. Yes, he always took the time and made you feel like you were the only person.
You
in the
were
room.
the center. When he walked in that room, you were his main number one concern. And
yeah.
time didn't matter. If he was 2 hours late, if he had been in emergency surgery, you were his priority when he was with you. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
So this is where you feel like you were the favorite.
Yeah, I think everybody else probably feels like that too. He certainly made me feel like I was my favorite, but I'm sure my brothers all felt the same way.
Come down tonight. This is going to be a good thing for Dr. Sonny Rush. Give some blood. It's going to be at the Max beginning at, high noon today?
Yep, 12 today till 7. So if you want to go in your lunch break or you're going to go after work, there's options too. So.
Well, look, we can't, Callie, thank you enough for coming in and spending a few moments with us to talk about all this. It's good to reminisce, and what a great man he was that helped countless people here in Meridian.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
Doors always open, as always, here at the Report. We appreciate you, girl.
Thank you.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and there's something magical about the holiday season and Al's Garden and Gift. Maybe it's the gorgeous lawns filled with vibrant winter flowers, or maybe it's the beautiful winter wonderland Christmas shop. Unique themed trees, decorations, ornaments, nativity sets, snow globes, and more. There's even custom wreaths, gourmet foods, gift baskets, and gifts galore. Once you see it, you'll believe. Al's Garden and Gift, the most magical shop around.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
And welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Greg. We were reminiscing about cars. You just can't help but do it.
That's right. I love them. Love vehicles. And it's funny because I'll relate people to a vehicle. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you were just telling Callie about the car Dad had that she didn't know some things about.
Right. I mean, he brought a Corvette that was in a box. And we built that car, you know.
One piece at a time, so to speak?
One piece at a time. And it was absolutely beautiful. And this was the old days. I can remember the lacquer paint, and you carried a kerosene heater around the car to keep that part warm so you could wax it. That was my
Really?
job. I wasn't 15, 16 years old.
And
No,
this
the
is-
car wasn't new, but anyhow.
You worked for Randy Harrison.
I
People
did.
want-
I worked for Randy Harris. I went to work. I rode a three-wheeler to work when I was 14, 15 years old. And I worked drove a wrecker until about 1990 when I went to work with the Forestry Commission.
I'll be dog. Randy's still doing it. And,
Absolutely does wonderful work.
I saw Randy not long ago, and I'm going to tell y'all something. Randy's a good fella also. I think the world of Randy Harrison's
And
always
he don't
been good.
change.
No, he doesn't.
No, he was best man at my wedding.
Really?
I mean, he's one of the best friends I've ever had, and I mean, he is. He does wonderful work. But Dr. Sonny had some beautiful cars.
Love them, love them, love them. We'll have to break out pictures one morning and share that. You'll have to come in with all that and show us
I'd
now.
love to.
Now, as nightfall fell last night, deep in the dark of the night, what was that I hear? No, it wasn't reindeer. It was gunfire. Whoa, where was it last night? As we pull up to go to radar, here's Santa's radar, and he's watching y'all. Put that there on purpose. This would be on the west side of Meridian in 71st place. Gunfire would be heard. Now, Greg, no one was hurt, but they're still shooting.
I might want to keep that to myself.
All righty then.
Looks like they would practice.
It does. Let's go over to Newton, Mississippi. I got word of something went down last night in Newton. What's going on? As I dug deeper into this, and I spoke with Randy Patrick, and we'll be getting updates on this as the investigation goes, but somebody had knocked off Sonic. They broke in there in the middle of the night, is what we have. Yes, sir, Bob. This is where it would happen there, is they went in and it happened in the overnight hours there, Sonic Drive-In. They broke in.
What are you going to get, a Frito chili pie?
Well,
I mean,
Greg, it's those little ketchup packets that people want.
you know, used to, again, we're going back years. Remember when they give the little plastic things and you put them around the headliner of your car? The
Yes.
little animals at the Sonic, they'd bring the tray out, hang it on your window.
Sure did.
And I can't think of what you called them, but they were little glass,
I know.
little plastic, and you'd stick them in the mold and around the headliner of your car.
Did you ever drive around with that Burger King hat on?
Nah,
Okay.
not on purpose.
Yeah. Somebody needs to rethink that campaign TV commercial, I think. Hey, if you're a big Oliver North fan, rich man north of Richmond, he's going to be making his way to Mississippi. Believe it or not, he's going to be in Brandon, and then he'll also be at Cadence in Tupelo there at the theater there. So if you're wanting to make plans there, March the 9th of next year is when he'll make it to Brandon. Greg has that look of, what are you talking about?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You don't know this old boy?
No.
This old boy started out, I think he'd lost his job, and he was sitting around picking in his yard. And he wrote a couple songs about the rich men that run Washington, D.C., rich men north of Richmond. And he just tells it how it is. And he became a phenomenon. Did I say that word right?
Yeah, you're close.
Yeah. But anyway, he becomes an overnight sensation, and they offered him like $8 million to come sign a record deal. And he goes, I ain't doing that. And he's making now on his own like $40 million a year.
I guess I need to catch up on the time.
He's good.
You know, again, like we talked about yesterday, Alan Jackson is new to me. I mean,
Yeah, there's some folks that do think that.
yeah, I like the older music.
Oh, there's nothing quite like it there. But those are a few things that went on there.
That was a bad wreck.
Yeah, and let's pull this up. And let's talk about this. This is heartbreaking as we look at this. Highway 15, Neshoba County, is where this would happen. We had an accident yesterday, and it would claim a life of a trucker. From the best we understand, and this is not 129% confirmed, but we're pretty close on this, that a possible medical emergency happened. And it was real similar to the wreck that happened here in the Kewanee area, to where the truck eased to the left and ran off the road. Yeah. He has been identified. He was from Carthage, is where he passed away from. Joseph Burns. He was 59 years old. We send condolences to the family members.
Absolutely.
Now, as we look at this, now this doesn't show anything. I don't want anybody to get upset and been out of shape. This just shows the rear of a truck after it ran off the road. But this is the scene of what happened up there after it ran off the road. As we look at this, Mississippi Highway Patrol were on the scene, and this is them parked there. Now, why do we show all of this? This is if you're in the neighborhood, you come up on this so that you will know that there is a wreck and you need to avoid the area and slow down when you reach it. Sadness. It's heartbreaking when we lose someone like this in an automobile accident, however it happens. But we do pass along condolences to the family on this. Highway 15 is where this happened. At the intersection there, as you back down just south of Philadelphia is where. Let me show you this on the map where this one happened at. Here's Lowe's here in Philadelphia. This is Highway 15. This is how you'd go to the Neshoba County Fair, and due south of there at the intersection of Highway 485. Right there is where that happened. It was so close to that road, but bad deal.
But that's like we talked about yesterday. You can be doing everything right, and we can fuss about trucks and we can fuss about speed and rank. Pay attention, slow down, get off your phone, and pay attention, because you never know when you're meeting someone who's having a medical emergency.
That's right.
And they can be in a truck, a car, a bicycle. Again, slow down, pay attention, because you just never know. I mean, it can happen. And if it weren't for these trucks running up and down the road, there wouldn't be nothing on the shelf at our stores. So let's cut our truckers are the backbone of this country.
Now, we brought this, and I've got to go back and find in my email, because I had someone send us a thank you because we were talking about this, and they took heed to what we said. Last night, once again, Highway 19, you're going toward Collinsville. Mm-hmm. You're driving along, you notice someone going in the wrong direction on the wrong side of the highway. It happened again last night. Now, this one ends in a good story. No one was hurt. But as we've often said, and that was what the email was about, where we were talking about that morning, if you're on a 4-lane, stay in the right lane. Don't drive in the left. It was a young lady that said she thought of it, and she got over, topped the next hill, and she passed somebody going the wrong way.
That's right.
And she sent a message to us to say, thank you, I'd never realized that before. And it saved her life. But confusion happens on highways. So don't stay in that left lane and just ride that way.
And I've heard all kind of excuses. Why do you drive? Well, that lane's always better. It's always smoother.
I've heard that.
It's against the law. Move over. And you cause congestion because people bottleneck, they build up behind you, then they got to pass on the right, and just move over.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be your life that you saved there. Now, late last night, I started getting this ding, 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 ding. I said, well, what's going on here? We had I guess we'll call this a fender bender as we go here. This would be over on Old Poplar Springs Drive, where you turn on the Country Club to go to Commercial Bank.
Right.
Ooh, what's this off in the ditch? A pick-em-up truck. As we get a little bit closer view at this, that Toyota just slid right off. Roads were slick, and that's what happened there. A bird's eye view of the truck there in that curve. See that? It just lost traction, and off it went. No injuries.
And it can happen so quick.
Yeah. And it's like slow motion. Whether you're fixing to get hit, you see it coming, or you're in that driver's seat and it's doing this, and there's nothing that you can do to stop it.
And it happens, it seems more and more frequent this time of the year. And again, we were just talking about Christmas and the holidays and how I love this time of the year, but people get in a hurry. I'm late. I got to go pick up this and I got to go pick up that. And we're cooking for so. Slow down. Slow down. If you don't get there with a casserole, it really ain't gonna matter.
It's right.
Don't get killed or get someone else killed. Just relax, people.
Take your time.
That's right.
All going to be all right. Y'all hang on. We're coming right back. We're going to go back in history to talk about a few things that happened on this day. We're going to test Callie because she looks like, doesn't that give you the face over there of somebody that needs to be tested?
And she did say back in the old days, in the 2000s, they got what she said.
Did.
He's such a millennial.
I'm having trouble with that myself.
That's right. I've got shoes that are older than that.
We'll be right back. Y'all put a smile on.
It's that time of year again. The Medicare annual enrollment period is here. From October 15th to December 7th, you have the chance to review and make changes to your Medicare coverage. At Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors, you can speak with our experts to find the plan that fits your needs. Don't miss out. Call 601-512-2100 to secure your health care for the year ahead with Parker Marketing Insurance Advisors. Your health, your choice. Make it count.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs,
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
It's too well. Nothing like a Merle Haggard song.
That's right.
Jukebox don't play those wedding bells. Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. This is Greg, who's filling in for Odie as he's been off this week at a big convention. I think it's kind of like the Shriners convention that he's at, isn't it?
Something about a Harley on a high dive. I didn't hear the rest of it.
We're going to have to check in with Odie on this.
I called him last night and he answered the phone, and
Now, before long, it'll be fireworks season. Now, you run one of the most recognizable names when it comes to fireworks there is.
We've been doing it about 28 years. Absolutely love it. And I really, we're only allowed to be open twice a year, July and December. Mm-hmm. And I enjoy the Christmas season. Again, I'm a Christmas nut, but people seem to be in a better mood.
They do.
We do gift certificates. If you don't know what to get that kid, you got that nephew you really don't like, come by and get a gift. They make great stocking stuffers, We'll be open to starting December the 5th. And again, we love our customers. We love new customers, old customers.
Who come up with that slogan, got to go to Greg's?
I want to say Abby Hutchison did, a good friend of my daughter's, and somehow that just came up. Got to go to Greg's, because I've heard people say, they said we got to go to Greg's. So
there you go. That's how it come about.
We'll help you any way we can. We'll treat you so many ways. You got to like one of them.
One of them at least. That's all right, let's go back on this. Callie, let's put the camera on. Are you ready for all this of testing your knowledge?
Right.
All right. Did you watch Rocky?
Well, I know what you're talking about.
You did? Oh, my heavens.
I might have years ago, but I really don't remember too much.
Oh, Greg, we're in trouble. All right, did you watch Grumpy Old Men?
No, never heard of it.
Greg.
She lived in a bubble.
Grumpy Old Men was hilarious.
Oh, yes.
I remember him going to the store, and the name that I'm talking about is Burgess Meredith. You remember the first time that you ever saw him he was that trainer in Rocky that was real mean. Right. There he is right there. Burgess, he was born on this date. He, of course, was the trainer, and then he was also the guy that was hitting on the mama there in the grocery store.
He was one of them's dad. Walter Mathon,
I think
the other was dad.
Jack Lemmon.
It was his dad, and he was hilarious. Especially the little pieces right after the movie where they had the taking. The guy's he's crazy now.
So we're really pulling for you, Callie, on this. I think you need to spend the weekend with me and Greg.
That's right.
I know, watching movies.
Binge watch some movies.
And then come Monday, you'll be the smartest woman in Meridian.
It might be a break from my 2 kids.
Oh, there you go. 1960, there's a lot of people. This was not my favorite song in the world, but Willie wrote it.
And sold it. Oh, didn't he sell it in Tootsie's behind the Grand Ole Opry?
Sure did.
For like $50.
Yeah, he made a mistake on that because this old girl would take that song and make it, not her. This one right here, a household name, as I Fall to Pieces. Patsy Cline recorded it on this day in 1960.
Beautiful voice.
She did. A lot of people love Patsy as just one of the greatest. Now, of all the actors that...
Frankly.
My dear, I don't... That word.
She still don't know what we're talking about.
Do you know what I'm talking...
I know.
Let's put that spot. You've never heard that? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a...
No.
Gone with the Wind?
Have you ever heard of Gone with the Wind?
I have, yeah. I've heard of Gone with the Wind.
Does Captain Rhett Butler mean anything to you? Y'all, this man is going to have a conniption over here. I'm worried.
We have failed as a society.
Yes. I went to his hometown, stood there in Ohio, and I thought, there's no way this man was born in Ohio because he's a Southerner. That is a good actor to fool me. And he did it. It was an odd name little town there. And sit on top of the hill, had his name out on the front courthouse lawn. I stood there a minute and stared at it.
As long as you move south, God will forgive you.
That's right. That's what he done.
You were born.
But today is the day that Clark Gable passed away at the age of 59.
Wow.
He was a man. he was just it.
What?
As the war had started,
What happened to him? I mean,
heart attack, if I remember correctly, 59 years old. He was like the cat's meow when it came to women back in the day. They thought he was it.
He was the John Travolta, Odie Baird of his time.
He sure was.
Okay.
He just had a swag about him, and he played that part better than anybody that could have been ever cast for it. But if you remember that, when she threw that vase at the beginning of the movie, and he raises up and says, "Is the war that started?"
I don't know nothing about both of those babies.
That's right. That was, what was her name? Sissy? What was her name? Prissy. Yeah. Prissy said that famous line there. Now, I don't know as much about this, but the Cosby Show was a big show. I guess, Callie, you were into that?
Yeah, I recognize the Cosby Show.
This is, again, this young lady, I don't know her as well as probably I should, but today Lisa Bonnet was born. She was from the Cosby Show. Greg, how'd you rate that show?
Excellent. I did. I enjoyed it.
It was family, wasn't it?
I thought he was hilarious. He didn't have to be vulgar. He didn't have to be dirt. He was fun. And morals, ethics, hey, what he did in his private life, I can't help that.
That's right.
Did or didn't do. But he was on a good, morally good show.
Like Michael Landon. You cannot, I'm telling you, if Michael Landon touched it, it was something good.
Helper. That's Little House on the Prairie.
You ever heard of that?
Yes, I have heard of that.
Okay. You ever heard of Bonanza? Greg, somebody call 911.
I don't know the number.
That's a millennial over here.
You honestly don't know who Little Joe is? Hopsing. We in trouble.
Oh boy.
Well, golly. Hopsing, invented fingerprints. You remember that? When they were trying to solve the crime, and Hopsing said everybody.
That's right.
He solved
His cousins. He had, 43 cousins?
Yeah. Country is. Anybody remember that slogan? Well, Walking in the Sunshine. As we go back to 1974 on this date, it was the number one song. This man he thought the way the average American did. He was laid back. I remember the year that Clayton Delaney died. Might be one of the songs that you remember. Old Dogs and Watermelon Wine. Anybody remember that? As we go back for Tom T. Hall, had the number one song on this date in 74 with Country Is.
Oh.
A left-handed old fella there. I think one of the saddest thing that Tom T. Hall done, and I can't help but get sad every time I listen to it. Do you remember The Homecoming?
Yeah, where he's talking to his dad, and he said, I didn't know you had a phone. I promise I'll write. I'm just passing through.
He pulls in, and he's got a musician in the car, and his mother's passed away, and he didn't even come home.
Sorry, I didn't make it. I didn't find out till too late. That's so sad.
I know, and that song hits home with so many people of your life is too busy to catch the small things.
That's right. I wish I would have.
There's a lot of wishes out there.
Yeah.
Take the time.
Slow down.
That was a good one there. 1979, this was a big day. Tom Selleck, do you know Greg asked her that big part that Tom Selleck played if she knew it? He had a mustache.
Flowery shirt.
Yeah.
Ferrari 308 GTS, wasn't that right?
Had a little
Red.
fella named Higgins that run around with him.
TC, flew a helicopter. Rick worked at the bar. Magnum PI.
I'm the worst
The
at
original
movies.
Magnum.
Do you know
PI.
Magnum?
No.
What? Greg. Man, we got to have a town meeting.
I know. I'm showing
Magnum
my-
PI. Did you ever? What was that other show that he done after this?
The Blue Bloods.
Blue Bloods.
When did that come out?
It's still going on, isn't it?
Probably in the 2000s.
Oh, okay, in the 2000s.
I think Blue Blood. Well, they still play. I don't. Well, as we go.
TV trivia.
19. You ever heard of this? It was a great night. She's not going to know this one. But Rockford Files had a special guest today. 1979 was the year Tom Selleck would appear on the Rockford Files with James Garner.
Love Rockford Files.
Sure did.
Like his old daddy. His daddy had the step-side GMC
Yeah.
truck, and Jimmy had the was it a Trans Am that didn't have the spoiler on it? The gold Trans Am.
Do you remember that? Because James played such a part of that. That was really a souped-up model, but he refused. He goes, no one's going to believe that if they watch the show. I'm playing that of a detective that doesn't make a lot of money. He goes, we can't have a spoiler on the back because I couldn't afford that car. Right. So it was hopped up, but he made him take the spoiler off the car to make it look more plain.
Yep. He wanted to fit in.
He did.
To fit the part. I like James Garner.
Yeah, he was funny.
Played in a lot of westerns.
Sure did. As we go back to 1979, you ever heard the song Elvira? Elvira.
You're
Boppa,
singing.
Boppa Mile Mile.
Come on.
No, you don't know that one. Well, she's definitely not going to know this one, but we'll go back to 1979. And these guys were really at the top of their game in the late 70s. Sail On was one of the ones that they did there. And just countless songs that the Oak Ridge
Everything
Boys,
they did hit the chart.
It did.
I mean, honestly.
Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight went number one on this day in 1979. Have you ever been mad like a daughter done gone?
Gone bad, yeah.
Yeah.
Leaving Louisiana, yeah.
Woo!
Wasn't they at the Jimmy Rogers Festival
was.
in about 78 or 79?
I believe they were.
That? Okay.
Joe Bonzel, he's been here many, many times. What a great group of guys. And they just went on the All Come Back Saloon. She played tambourines with a silver jingle. Loved all
That's
that.
when music was music.
Now, this next storyline, I didn't watch it, but it captivated America. I mean, it's like time stood still when this went on. 1981 is the year when there were some farms lost because farmers quit cultivating their fields to watch this going on. As Luke and Laura got married, it was the biggest daytime thing that ever happened. 30 million people watched a soap opera on this date. 30 million people.
Hence the decline of America.
It was all over after that, folks. I didn't watch it. I was not one of those 30 million that done that.
There he is.
It happened on today, Rocky 4, if I'm counting right. Isn't this what this is? The V? Isn't it? Or is that 5?
5.
5?
V1, yeah.
What's V? Do you know?
V's
In
5.
Roman numeral? 5?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Here we go. Rocky 5 was released on this date. Go for it.
Yeah.
And I ain't understood this as they continue, and now it's the Creed line. And I brought this up once before. Rocky, Balboa or Sylvester Stallone wrote it. Why didn't he continue with his son becoming a boxer instead of Creed's son? I often wondered that.
Well, I can honestly say I watched one multiple times. I probably watched 2, but after that,
Most of them were pretty good. Rocky was always there was one after he'd lost everything that wasn't as good where he fought somebody in the street.
Didn't he fight Mr. T?
He did.
And then he fought the big Russian guy.
Oh, that big Russian guy, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I remember bits and pieces. I mean, but one of us said earlier, once you get past the original, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 15, they're just not the same.
Yeah, that's true. I agree with you 100% there. Now, I hope Angie ain't listening, but this woman, she asked me to run away with her. I'm not going to lie about it. It was 1997. I was in Nashville. I had gone to the CMA Awards, and I got invited to a party afterwards. And this was back when Nashville was a whole lot different. When there was a party, there were so few people that got to come to these.
Right. It was something to get together.
Yeah. I remember Alan being over in the corner, and I talked to him that night, and this girl came up to me. She goes, "Would you like to dance?" And I'm no dancer, but I did. I got to slow dance with her, and so this is my claim to fame here. I got to slow dance with this chick here, Patty Lovelace. Really? She released on this date Lonely Too Long. She is such a sweet lady. And I hope that each of you listen to a song and remember Patty Lovelace. I'm telling you, she is top notch.
Really?
Don't Toss Us Away was that first hit that she came out with way back when. Chains, shackles, and chains. And Callie's looking at me like, I don't know what you're talking
Getting
about.
closer, though. I'm a 90s baby.
I try to think about Elvis, Memphis.
Something Oprah in the afternoon.
Yeah, Oprah in the afternoon. Yeah, you remembering all that. And one of the saddest things, if you ever get a chance, if you're just sitting around thinking, well, I don't have anything to do for the next 10 minutes, look up a song that she done called You'll Never Leave Harlan Alive. And you think, well, what is that about? And it is the true story. It's sadness. It describes the life of a coal miner who heads off every morning to work in those coal mines, and no matter what they do, they're poor, and they cannot escape where they live because they can't afford to leave. And you'll never leave Harlan alive. That's the county, is Harlan, is what that's about. Heart-touching there. Now, I never watched any of this. This would probably fall more under Callie as we go to this. Did you watch any of the Harry Potter stuff?
I did watch a few.
A few of them?
I never read the books. I only read maybe a little bit of one, but didn't get into it. I'm not really much into
Me, I've never seen the very first one, but it was 01 on this day that it debuted with Harry Potter. It was big.
I did watch the first few ones.
Is it J.K. Rowling's that wrote all that? That lady is, she got it going on now.
She's got a cool history and a story if you ever...
She does. Way back when, long before, what's his name came along and redone this movie? Denzel Washington.
Right.
There was a TV show to where this really started from back in the 80s.
That.
You thinking back on it? It was called The Equalizer. This was the first show. This guy here, he passed away back in 09, and then it would take Denzel Washington to revive that character and make a huge movie out of it. Now, I'm not much on the Queen Latifah version of this. Really, the part now belongs to Denzel because he's too good at it.
Right.
I like those shows. As we look at this guy...
My show.
You watch it every day, I'm sure.
Larry Hovis, and I can't think of the little one just died.
Yeah.
Frenchman.
There you go. On today's date, we lost Robert Clary. He passed away. He was that little bitty fella there that was in there.
LeBeau was the cook, French cook. Watched it last night.
And believe it or not, he was actually held a prisoner by the Germans. Yes, he was a POW and made it out of the concentration camps. Can you believe that?
Wow. Was he the last cast member?
Could be. He died 1 year ago today.
Right.
Because, I believe you're probably right.
Like comes on every night at 9 and at 9:30.
The greatest thing about the world that we live in now, if you don't agree with something, well, you ain't got to move forward with it. Me and Greg can live here in, what year are we in?
23, I think.
23. We can make it. We can go back in time and get away from all the bad stuff and have good memories.
Yeah. But, you know, if you go back, there was still bad stuff, but we just...
Yeah.
Do we not think about it as much, or...
Maybe we thought we were indivisible. What do you call
Invincible.
Invincible. Boy, I went south on that one, didn't I?
You know, sometimes I think technology...
With liberty and justice for all.
Grace! Sometimes I think technology has changed so much that it was still bad, but you know, you could have a bus wreck, a plane crash in California, and we might not hear about it for a week.
Yeah, it'd take a little while to get to us.
And now, before the dust clears, it's on Facebook, it's on. I like to make myself think that it's not really that much worse than it's ever been.
We probably
just find out stuff.
Sin has been sin since time.
That's right.
Because it truly is in the Bible of things that happen. Now we just know more. We're more aware of our surroundings probably now than ever.
Right.
But sin has been around since the beginning of time.
That's right.
Well, ever since that Apple thing.
Yeah.
Can't you see that? Breaking news.
Leave it to a woman.
I put that in the headline. We'll be right back. Let's put a smile on. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigerator. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator, from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
And welcome back, your friend Scotty Ray along with Greg as he fills in for poor Odie.
Yes, bless him, bless. He'll be back tomorrow.
Look at this grin over here. Hey, we need to say a prayer for somebody. They got into a little fender bender last night, and it did not feel good.
What happened?
It was a car versus a motorcycle wreck. And this would happen on 8th Avenue. And, of course, this would be right up from the Wesley Center. Right there is where that is on this back street there. They'd be hit by a car. And I want to say that possibly some broken leg or something to that effect. They're not feeling good this morning, whoever it was. But
motorcycle usually loses when
Yeah.
you're in a wreck with a car.
And that's just think about them, because they need that this morning. It's So hey, I want to share this because this was sitting, and I could not help but laugh when I got this in the inbox. This was sent to me yesterday. 6:30 a.m. tornado warning. Wait, where am I? And where's Scotty Ray? They were in the Florida Keys, and a tornado was issued there. I thought it was kind of cute there.
That's right. You're getting that reputation like Jim Cantori.
I got stopped the other morning and goes, oh my gosh, what just happened there? You just drove up. I can make people go,
Yo, like that guy said, if you wake up and Cantori's in your yard, bad things are going to happen.
he's fissing too.
But
Fissing.
sometimes you got to remember, a lot of Scotty Ray Reports, good stuff. Look what you gonna put that picture on?
Yeah, here we go, right here. Christmas times are coming.
That's right. Putting up the old Christmas tree.
And how many days will it take? We'll see. We're going to watch this until that star is put on the top here. The guys are working hard there. Here's the very top. And they got to get the star at the very top. I didn't realize that's what the Christmas tree was made out of.
That's a metal frame.
Yeah, look at this. Let me back up and show you this. My wife will have one of these. Man, that thing's probably, how many tall feet is that?
Well, that
It's
guy's
got two-
probably 6 foot, so 6, 12, 18.
2 more sections to go on top of that. It may-
20 foot, 24 foot. Maybe.
Something like that. It may be taller, Greg.
I don't know.
Because as you'll look at this, that section's at least another 6, and then that's at least 8, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's got to be 5.5, 6 foot.
So we're looking at 30 plus, maybe. We'll see. But before, somebody said Monday. Oh yeah, Zane told me that they'll be putting up the lampposts, the lights, all of that down through there. It just makes you feel like Christmas.
That's right.
And by golly, I know it's gone, but I have to say it one more time. Where Hardin's Bakery used to be.
Oh, yeah, the sleigh.
Yeah.
The reindeer, the sleigh.
Where Slope is now.
That was...
We need to find the sleigh and put it back to where it used to be. When you come into downtown Meridian, on the left there was Santa Claus and his reindeer. And it just meant Christmas.
You knew it was getting close.
Yeah.
Of course, I think we start earlier than we ever have. But with that being said, when's the appropriate time to put your tree up, Scotty Ray?
My wife's already got 3 up. She's got 6 or 7 more to go. She's like major Christmas tripping. Can I use that word?
Yeah.
Yeah, she really likes it.
We've got 2 up, but we still got to go with the real tree. Never had a real tree when I was growing up, and I always said when I get to be a big boy, which I obviously have, I wanted a live tree, and I love people give me fits about that. But like I tell them, I'm not eating a plastic turkey at Thanksgiving, and I'm not looking at a plastic tree. I want a live tree.
I didn't even know, and this is just, I come from the rural, when I say I come from the rural route, Scuba, Mississippi is where I came from as a kid. I was not even aware as a small child that you could go buy a real Christmas tree because we took the truck.
Cut it.
We went out and cut it and drug it home. Now, it was never perfect. It always had a big lump in it somewhere, and nothing didn't work out right. But you would make your rounds through your woods and go find a Christmas tree.
You ever tied one off to the wall to
Yes,
make
I
it
have.
stand up with a piece of wire?
Fishing line.
Oh, man, that's Christmas, people.
That's it.
That's so much fun.
I had a note, something's going on downtown yesterday, and let me say this out loud. This was not breaking news in any shape, form, or way. This has happened a couple of times there, but I had so many questions, I covered it, even though it was basically over before it even happened. The police would get a call to come to 22nd Avenue Bridge. There was somebody there acting, let me just say foolish. Let me put it that way. By the time the ambulance got there, they'd already walked the guy down the bridge, and he was taken for medical care and had some issues going on. But this is the scene of 22nd Avenue Bridge yesterday. They may have partaken of a few too many somethings. I'll leave it at that. And it was not a big commotion. He was taken for a little medical care there to get back on his feet. In case you were inquiring.
Most of the time it's for attention, and he got what he wanted.
Yeah, he did. Sure did. Whoop, we had another fender bender yesterday. Look at here. Off in the ditch it went. This was on Center Hill Martin Road, right there in that sharp curve by the telephone company.
No.
Off in the bush. Candace knows about that where she is. Her daughter slid off in that ditch there.
Slick.
It's a rough one there. What else we got here? We had an accident on 14th Street as we pull this up. This would be like you're coming out of the parking garage from Anderson's Hospital. Right there on 14th Street where it went bloop by the medical store. Right in front of that. That happened yesterday. What else? Oh
yeah.
Yeah. I called Greg on this and I said, Greg, we got a car in the building.
Bad things happen sometimes.
They do.
Hey, but again, thank God nobody was coming out the door.
That's right.
Nobody got hurt. I mean, accidents happen.
The biggest thing that happened here, if you'll look at this, see that concrete there? Busted the oil pan. All of that right there is motor oil everywhere. As the car slid into the building, it would hit this, busting the oil pan underneath the car. Motor oil went everywhere. It could have been so much worse. But This is right now from News Restaurant there. Snowden and Company Real Estate. Well, they just bring you those houses.
Yep. They like to make a drive-through out of their office.
That's what I was supposed to say. So that was what went on there yesterday. We got a few more things to tell you about. Don't go anywhere. We're going to tell you about the mayor of Marion making headlines yesterday.
Mr. Gill.
Yeah, Mr. Gill made some headlines. We'll be right back with all that. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Rock House Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rock House will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rock House Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. As we brought up Larry Gill, and thank goodness this is not a bad story, but we posted a wreck yesterday, and thank goodness she is okay. The mayor of Marion's wife was involved in a fender bender yesterday, and she's A-okay. That bridge is slick when it rains.
Yep.
A little fender bender there, but she's going to be okay, and Larry's got to get her a new car now.
And since which I'm proud of progress, but since someone recalibrated the red lights on 22nd Avenue, you're liable to come over that bridge and they'll be lined up and you don't know. At one time, and I go that way every day, if you've got the first red light, you could go all the way to Anderson's Hospital. The lights would stay green. And now, if you get two red lights, you did. I think the guy that used to adjust them retired.
And somebody else got a hold to it.
Yeah. And he's selling gas because you're going to stop at every.
Yes, sir, Bob. So that's what was going on with that yesterday on 22nd Avenue Bridge. And as always, and I call this Dead Man's Curve now because it is just bad. Coming into Meridian, we hear about every time it rains, there's going to be a wreck here. This is the sharp curve coming into Meridian there. I-59 is where this is, in the sharp curve before you get to the airport.
At the split.
At the split. Look how bad the damage. This was a rollover accident.
You can't help but think that road is, and I don't.
Something's going on.
Geometry, caster camber, something is out of the slope or something. Because it doesn't have to be two vehicles involved, like you said. I mean, it seems like every time it rains, somebody's in the woods.
It is. So that went on yesterday, and we thought you might want to know about that. Let's talk about Waynesboro for just a second. My friends over at Dark Horse Press covered a story yesterday, and this is kind of sick. No, it is sick. They've arrested somebody in Waynesboro for taking pictures of ladies in bathrooms. It just, you know.
How bored are you?
Yeah, they've done that. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right woman would have beat him half to death.
There's some women that can. There's some women I'm scared of. Right. They're out there.
You better be scared of all of them. You'll live longer.
You're absolutely right there. Those things. I was looking. It seemed like there was a headline national story that we needed to mention here. Let me just glance over here. Ghost. We'll hang off on the ghost there. Nothing that just jumps out at us there. Good Samaritans, the Red Sea. We're good with that.
Nothing jumping out. Huh?
No, nothing too serious. We're good on everything else there. We covered a lot of stories earlier this morning. We want to turn back to Callie. I want to thank you for coming in and any questions that you want to ask me and Greg, since we've asked you so many.
Yeah, we're up to date.
Yeah, I'm ready for your
All right,
question.
tell me what you think about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
I know one of the. Oh, he's that football player.
That's right.
Now, in my defense, I can't watch NFL football because they
Makes me sick.
well, what they do are our national anthem, so I don't watch them anymore. But I gotta say, on her, she fixes economies. One person that can have such an effect on an economy when she comes to town, she sells out everything. Now, I think he's in trouble. Let's just get to this.
I'm ready for the album that's going to
Because she's going to write about him.
Absolutely.
He is going to be heartbroken and no career very shortly. Because the only reason his career is anything is he's dating her. Do you agree, Greg?
I know very little about this. The only thing I know about her is she's always in the news, and either people love her or they hate her.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
right.
there's no in between.
But
I'm a Swiftie. I'm not gonna
You're a
lie.
Swiftie?
Yeah.
But what is it, and I have to ask you, what is it about her that she can't keep a man? She's got all the money in the world, but she cannot hold a man down.
I
She
think
don't have
everybody's
to.
hoping that this is the lockdown.
I don't think it is.
situation. You don't.
There's another man in her future.
At least it'll give us all a good album.
I'm afraid that she might be spoiled. And she wants to tell men what to do, and apparently they don't like it.
Well, that's the thing. She don't have to hold a man. She can get whichever one she wants, apparently, whenever she wants them.
That's true.
That's right.
She's a billionaire. Did we mention that?
That's with a B.
A big B. Now, I don't know any other things that start with that she might be, but billionaire she is. But, wow. But you're right. It's going to be some chance. You think she's going to marry him is what you're telling me.
I hope so. I hope we at least get a good couple years, maybe a kid or two, and get some albums out.
Did y'all hear me this week? She has gotten so big that USA Today has hired one reporter. His only job is to follow her around and report what she does.
I believe it. Everybody loves her.
Swifty. I remember watching James Garner and Swifty Morgan. Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay.
Like James Garner.
Wow. Any other questions you want to put on us? We're good at this so far. One for one. We knew
one
something.
for one. Any update on Britney Spears going crazy lately? Her new book. She did write a book.
She wrote a book?
Mm-hmm. She wrote.
Oh, I did see something about that where some of her exes are kind of upset that
She's telling a lot of her history, a lot of her
Right.
past.
I mean, I for one would want everybody to know that I went out with her.
Exactly.
Her and Justin.
Who?
Her Justin Timberlake.
He was Boys to Toys. What was his group?
Yeah, NSYNC, right? He was
NSYNC. Oh, NSYNC. We didn't listen to that, but
Nope. Change the channel.
I did meet them one time at a party.
Really?
Yeah, I
You
did.
didn't dance with them, did you?
I met Britney Spears, and she had on. It was after a party, and Debbie goes, "You know that's Britney," and I said, "Britney who?" How you doing? And we went on about our business, but I did meet her many years ago.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But NSYNC, what name? Give me
Or
one
was
song.
he Backstreet Boys? Now I'm kind of going back and forth.
Well, what did they sing? Give me one song. Let's see if I know it.
Bye, bye, bye.
Baby, bye, bye, bye.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay. All right. I may have heard that in an elevator one day. We're learning. See here, we can adapt to most anything,
That's right.
folks.
That's right.
We're good at this. We want to say thank you to each and Callie. Thank you, and again, tell us again what time to come out and donate blood tonight.
12 to 7 at the Max.
Big time, downtown Meridian. Go over the bridge, and the Max will be sitting there. Goes to a good cause. Her dad was Dr. Sonny Rush. This is in memory of him. If you can donate, it would be greatly appreciated. Also,
Got the Merry Meridian tonight at the Max. That's going to be something going on, apparently, starting about dinner time. So who knows?
yeah, and then another place that will have our kind of music.
Squealers, Scott McQuaig will be at Squealers tonight at 6 o'clock. Good barbecue, good guy, good music.
That's what we like. Again, we can't do this without each and every one of you every day joining us and watching, making us your choice for headlines. We want to say thank you.
Absolutely. I want everyone to have a blessed day. Again, slow down, pay attention to what you're doing. Forgive somebody, shake their hand. Somebody pulls out in front of you, just forgive them. Y'all have a wonderful day. God bless you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.